Hey, fellas, welcome to ProBROknow, the podcast.
Welcome.
Welcome.
1, 2, 3 brothers
Three opinions.
and
one topic.
One topic.
Yeah.
There we
And
go.
today's
And your
my
topic.
topic. Yeah,
Yeah.
my topic today.
It is your topic.
Yeah.
Well, in
I'm
about
sure
a
it'll be
month.
riveting.
It's always riveting, Chad. In a month from now, it's Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So my topic
It's a
is,
riveting topic.
is gratitude.
Gratitude.
Yeah. In other words, what are you thankful for? How do you count your blessings? You know? That's my topic.
Okay.
So let's dive right into it.
Fair enough.
So I want to talk about what things in life we feel thankful for, because there's a lot of stuff going on in this world that you can really focus on that's quite negative, and I want to focus on some of the good things in our
Sure.
lives. And we recently were at a celebration of life, just on what day was that?
Well, last Wednesday, Thursday.
Thursday, where our good friends of our mom and dad, Ron and Joanne Miller, passed away within a very short time of each other, which is very unfortunate. They've been lifelong friends, and then their kids were also friends with us, and so it was really nice to kind of connect with them. So it sounds funny to say this, but I'm thankful for the fact that we can actually celebrate two people who were instrumental in our parents' lives, and see their daughters who really were part of our lives for a long time as well, and to kind of reconnect with them. So I was quite thankful for that. So I want to kind of dedicate this podcast to Joanne and
Nice.
Ron Miller. Yeah.
That's nice, Wade.
And just to say that's the way to starting this podcast. I'm grateful that we had a chance to go there and to see Sherry and Gail and their family, and meet some of their kids and husbands, and spend some time.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And that got you thinking specifically about what are we thankful for and things of that nature.
Well, people always say count your blessings and blah blah blah, and show more gratitude. And I struggle with that at times, because there's lots of things that get in the way, and I sometimes feel it's a bit hokey to talk about,
Feelings?
have more gratitude and count your blessings. But the reality is, we have a lot, all three of us, to be thankful for.
Absolutely.
And for me, the biggest one probably is that we have a very close family. That's incredibly rare, in my opinion. Not everybody has that ability or luxury. They're not as fortunate as we are in that regard. We have parents that are still alive, that are still healthy. Knock on whatever the material this is.
MDF.
Knock on MDF. We have our relationships as brothers that are very close. We get to do this together. We have kids that are healthy, and our kids get along. So I feel pretty grateful for that.
Yeah, I would echo that, Wade. I mean, my life's changed a lot this year, obviously, with, closing down construction and just starting to do more of what I wanted to do. But I definitely think grateful is a good word for how I've been feeling. All the little things that maybe have just gotten glossed over because I was busy, stressing with work and just working a lot of hours and under, tremendous stresses relating to that. I didn't get time to enjoy some of the silly little things, that having a granddaughter say "Grandpa" and come running into your arms or something like that. All of those things kind of, I still acknowledge them, but at the same time, my mind was in other places.
I think it's important that we don't neglect those experiences that we should be grateful for. And you do forget about them. They become part of the background. They just kind of become commonplace. But we've all heard those kind of terms, like take time to smell the roses, all the things we grew up with, right? And sometimes, like if you think about your drive to work, how often do you look around and go, oh, what a beautiful sunny day. Look at the scenery. You don't. You're like, oh, God, the traffic's brutal. And you just kind of...
Yeah, you get caught up with the details.
Tunnel vision, I got to get to work. And then I just got to get through the workday. Then you get home. I just got to get dinner done. Like there's always something to do. But if you kind of just take some time and realize, like, one, I woke up this morning. I'm grateful for that.
Well, I think anytime you wake up on this side of the dirt,
that's what I mean.
It's a good day. Yeah.
And you realize I have a house. I have vehicles. I'm married. I have a family. I'm not suffering. Like I live in a country that allows me to have freedom. Now, there's lots of things about this country right now that I could probably say are not great, but for the most part, when you think about other countries, I'm pretty grateful that I live here. So there's just a lot to be grateful for.
Yeah.
You're pretty quiet over there, Spence.
I'm just in a reflection of all the gratitude.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. No, actually, I think happiness is a choice, right? And I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people in my own life that, the glass is half empty, and I always look at them and I just wonder, like, why?
Chad's in the room, Spence. You don't
No,
want
but
to say that.
that's right.
we've had this conversation, right? And so,
Wait a minute. Just kidding. No, we haven't.
Intervention time.
No, but I think, you have a choice. You have a conscious choice that when you wake up every day, you can either, oh, my back hurts, or I can find tons of shit to complain about.
Sure.
Right? Or I can say, hey, woo, and motivate myself and say what I want to do and how great it feels to be alive and how I love my life. And I choose to always, the glass for me is always, half full. I never have a half empty glass.
Never, ever.
Never. No, never, ever do I have a half empty glass.
Well, you guys certainly remember, for a while there when I was going through, all the stuff with my back.
No, I totally don't remember
No, you don't
that.
remember that? I'm pretty sure you do.
I think we blocked that.
It was super. It was super.
Those years
It was
Life.
very traumatic. We blocked it
No,
out.
but my point is I spent a lot of years just, why me? I'm never going to get better, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And then one day, the switch flipped and I started thinking to myself, look at the bright side. You don't have to help anybody move anymore. No, really, like stuff like that. And again, it's just going back to looking at the more positive side. You can, we've all had people in our lives that have, and I won't name anybody, but bring us down because every time you call them, how you doing? Oh, I got a headache. Oh, my back, whatever it is. And it just sucks the life out of you. Right. So there's some real benefit into, looking at life more half full or no, half empty. What did you say?
You want to look at it half full, not half empty.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a real gift for people to be able to look at the opportunities and situations as opposed to the negatives of that situation. That's hard to do all the time. And I remember in my last place of work, one of our directors was really good at finding opportunities to the point of nauseum. I'd be like, oh, come on, like how can you find an opportunity in that? But that was really my issue, not hers. And as I get older and I work more, I realize she was really good at that. Like she just found a way to kind of not look at the negative, but really look at what's the opportunity here. So I would say to her, oh my God, I'm on call this weekend. I freaking hate being on call. And she would say, it's just an opportunity to connect with the staff you haven't seen for a while. Now, when I would hear that, I'd be like, give me a break. It's on call. But now I kind of go, good for her. Because the on call is happening regardless. I'm going to be on call. It's not going away. But how I choose to experience on call makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, it's all up to you. You have a perspective that you either have to focus on the negative side of that perspective or the positive. And I just don't why would you ever focus on the negative?
Well, yeah, lots of people.
Well, I think it's easy to do.
Yeah, I was just going to say, lots of people say,
it's a choice.
why worry about stuff that you have no control over?
I agree.
Right? And we spend our lives doing that all the time.
We're actually, believe it or not, our brains are actually wired to go to the negative very easily. So it is a choice to go to the positive side. And that's why it's difficult, because it's not such a choice to go negative. It just happens. You have to reframe that and go more positive. So you never look at the glass half empty. Always look at the positive.
It's not that I don't look at it as half empty. Like I can, when things are going sideways and falling apart, I can acknowledge this is really bad. But I never dwell on that. I always try to
cave in.
Yeah, I always try to hey, no matter, hey, I get it. This happened. It sucks. But look on the bright side, and then I'll try to find a bright side. And maybe that's my coping mechanism, right?
Well, that's a good coping mechanism, though.
I try to force myself to always see the positive, because there is always a positive somewhere, right? I'm probably the most optimistic person. When there's something going on, I'm gonna try to sell the hell out of it, because that's just, I don't want to focus on the negative.
Well, it actually brings up an interesting thing around resilience, because that's what it is. It's about resiliency. When life is hard, how do you kind of bounce back from that? And that's about looking at some of the opportunities and positives in front of you. And I think about some of the, I don't want to put down younger generations, because we all have kids and they're resilient. Our kids are very resilient. But there's a lot of kids that I meet today who don't have that same level of resiliency. And I think it's because there's a lot of negative in the world right now. And that's all they
Absolutely.
hear about because they're on their phones. They're inundated by social media about it constantly.
Yep.
And I feel like they think, what's the point? I can't afford a house. The climate change is going to destroy the world. We're going to have a nuclear war.
Yep.
And so their future looks really
Bleak.
really bleak. And I think that affects their own resiliency, and to the point where now something bad happens to them, like that we think is quite minor, and they shut down. Like they can't look at the positives or the opportunities of that and say, you know what, that's today, but tomorrow's going to be very different. And I have a choice here. It's like, why is the world doing this to me? And I can't cope.
Here's a question: the mindset of trying to look at the positive side of things. Do you think maybe that's really why we have such this prevalent anxiety or overwhelm,
100%.
or whatever it is, because nobody's taking the time to try to program themselves to look at the fact that there might be something positive in whatever's going on?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are a very anxious society, right? Anxious, overstressed. They just did a recent study on parents being overwhelmed and overstressed because they're trying to do everything and be terrific parents and have enough money and
Everything to
put their
everybody.
kids in all their sports and be everything to everybody. And you can't do it. So I just wanted us to take a minute to kind of think about, despite all the stuff that could be perceived as negative in our world right now, and even maybe in our lives right now, there's a lot to be grateful for, to be thankful for.
I'm grateful for you, bro.
I truly am. Like we're as a family, we're now planning Thanksgiving, as you all know, and we're trying to find a space to do it. And we're focusing on, that costs money, and what about this? And we're looking at all the logistics of it. And
I wasn't focusing on the money.
no, I know. I'm not saying, no. I'm not saying anyone was here, Chad. But, but we start to get involved in the logistics and the planning and how we're going to make that happen and how much is it going to cost.
Yeah, Chad wasn't focusing on the money. I don't want to interrupt you, but he was focusing on how much do we need to tip on the money. That's what he was focusing on.
Yeah.
Back to the whole tip.
Are we going to have any servers that we have to tip?
Oh man.
Exactly.
No, brutal. But if you think about it, the fact that we're able to actually have 20 of us, I know unfortunately, Spence, your kids aren't going to be able to be there because they're in different parts of the world. But the fact that we can get all 20 people there and celebrate Thanksgiving,
It's amazing.
is pretty cool. There's a lot of people on Thanksgiving Day that will not be doing that.
Yeah.
So I just think it's important to realize, as much as you get caught up in the logistics and the hassles, to go, but we're actually, look what we're doing.
Well, contrary to your comments about me worrying about the money, I am grateful that, for example, your wife is taking the lead and trying to come up with a way. Your son was great about trying to find the space. She's figuring out how we're going to do dishes in China and food and, planning a menu and all that kind of stuff. And that all takes work.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that somebody is taking the lead and making it important, and it becomes important to everybody as a result.
Yeah, because let's face it, none of us like to do that kind of work. But I guess I'm just saying, when you really kind of look at it, what the outcome is, we're all together and we're celebrating our family and having a full, from 1 p.m. till 11 o'clock at night, a full day together as a family. And it's going to be fun.
Yeah. This is sort of off topic, but you mentioned, the Millers at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that, when I think it was Sherry who said to me before we left, we need to make sure that we get together. You've been around in our families for a long time. We need to do that. And then we passed phone numbers around, got our phone numbers current. And I think Mom and Dad were going to try to work out something with, getting everybody together. And I thought, maybe that's a positive in the fact that, we were there for, an uncomfortable situation, is that we were able to just sort of revisit those memories that we had with those people, and also plan something for the future to bring some more joy in our lives that way.
Well, again, it's what is the opportunity that was presented? It is a very tragic situation. It's sorrowful, but in the end, what's the opportunity? The opportunity is our family, friends that we've had for our entire
50
lives.
years, yeah.
Are going to look at getting together and potentially with their kids and our kids. So a new generation now meeting each other. So I just think it was, as much as it's not a nice occasion to have to go to, it really just spoke to me about I'm grateful for the fact that we went and we had that reconnection.
And Chad's grateful for the egg salad sandwiches that he
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we could probably do an entire podcast on the menu of these things because it's the same, no matter where you go.
2-bite brownie.
That
egg
No
salad
disrespect,
sandwich.
but it is. It's,
No,
yeah.
it's not.
No,
Someone
it's
wrote
not
the
disrespectful.
someone wrote the manual on those
Yes.
kind of
Yeah.
events.
Yes.
I guess what you're
Yes.
supposed to serve.
All the church, ladies.
I
and-
know.
and
I
women's
told
auxiliary.
you guys that when we plan mine, just know that there's going to be a ton of meat sandwiches like Kaiser's, roast beef.
Oh, Chad, I'm going to put onions on everything for your.
No, seriously.
I'm going to have a Spanish onion sandwich in your honor.
Fantastic. Yeah. Yes.
Didn't you eat those? You had those sandwiches
used
with
to eat
Lefty
them.
Judd, right?
Yeah.
You ate Spanish
With
onion
Lefty
sandwiches?
Judd. Yeah.
Wow.
He did.
That's brutal.
He did.
They were actually really good.
It's probably why you couldn't find a girlfriend in high school.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, I'm Spencer. So, other than, we've all talked about family, of course, and
Yeah.
what else that comes to mind immediately that you're grateful for when you think about your life?
I'm grateful in I guess in retirement. Does that sound right? Because it's just allowed me to spend more of time doing things I didn't get to do before. Be at the cottage, do a little extra fishing, spend some extra time at the grandkids. Yesterday they were just moving bedrooms around and they just had to assemble some furniture and stuff. And I said, I'll just come by. And sometimes previously I wouldn't have the time to do that.
Or you may not want to because you're so busy and tired.
There is
right?
that as well,
Yeah.
right? I have some new resilience that, I want to make time for that kind of stuff because I can. What about you, Spence?
I think I'm grateful for. I think I'm grateful for what I've accomplished in my life. I think I'm content on where I am. I'm very happy with my family, but I'm also grateful that we had parents that taught us kind of the simpler things in life. Go watch a sunset or wake up early and see the sunrise and go have a picnic by a babbling brook and just
Or drive-in.
Yeah, that's where I thought you were
just-
going.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going to say that because that wasn't a special moment. But yeah, just like the simple things in life, and as much as, yeah, you're right. I like, expensive scotch and nice cars, and there's a lot of, nicer things that I like, but I also balance that with, the softer side, which I think both mom and dad helped
sure.
instill in us. And I'm grateful for that.
I often think about your 50th birthday in Perry Sound. And when we rented that Airbnb and up, and it was, the weather was phenomenal. It was cold.
Yeah, it was cold.
like minus 20, but it was the whole drive there, no snow, full sun, roads were clear.
Yep.
The minute we get there, blizzard.
Yeah.
Like beautiful snow falling down over the trees and the lake and the frozen lake
Yeah.
in a chalet type environment. And then the day we go home, full sun, roads are clear to go home. Like I was just like, it was a magical weekend for me on all levels. We'll never recreate that exact same feeling. The whole family was there. And actually Sue said the other day, and I didn't realize this, it was the last time that it was just our family.
What do you mean?
No partners, no spouses, no.
What?
It was just our family.
What are you talking about?
Our spouses were there.
No, I don't mean our spouses. So your kids were there.
Yes.
Your kids were there. My kids were there. None of their boyfriends or girlfriends were there. It was just our immediate.
Yeah, because we
family.
had made a decision that if they weren't married, that they
Yes.
weren't, the other ones weren't included.
Yes.
Jarrett wasn't there?
No,
No.
there was no boyfriends or anything.
And since that time, obviously, people have gotten married and
Yes.
there's new relationships, and that's all great. So the next time will be even more people. But it was the last time that we were all together, just with our immediate family,
Oh, wow.
and that was a pretty amazing weekend, in my opinion. So
It was.
so when I think about just what I'm grateful for, it's really family and friends, and just the relationships I have with colleagues, friends, family, just the impact that other people have in my life and vice versa. That's what I'm most thankful for.
You know what I'm grateful from that weekend is that I'll never have to do a snow angel in minus 20 again. That's number one.
That was some of the better memories I had, actually.
100% drinking
Of pushing you
drinking
down.
scotch in the sauna.
Well, that's what I was
Yeah.
just going to say. That drinking scotch in a sauna, I will never have to do that again.
Well, not
it's
really a
not
good-
very smart and
Not really a good
thing.
move.
That was
If
amazing.
you're watching this, do not drink scotch in
No,
a sauna.
I think the
No,
quite
we should.
opposite. You should.
What?
No, it was. Hey, I thought it was
It was
great.
amazing.
It was great. We just did it for far too long and
Well,
drank
that's what I mean.
and drank too much. So
Yes.
the walk back was a little difficult in the
Yes.
snow.
Yeah.
But drinking in the sauna with the wood burning stove was incredible.
Oh, listen, it
Love
was
that.
a fun experience. I just don't think it's very good for you on a personal level.
On a health note,
Yes.
no.
Yeah,
I believe Spence almost threw up on the way back.
I think I did.
I think you
throw
did
up, actually.
and that was just from walking in that deep snow up the
Yeah.
hill.
Yeah. No, I was so gassed. That was
Yeah.
the thing. I was.
Yeah.
Did we even have breakfast? I don't think we did. I think we
Scotch.
I was going to say we had
scotch for breakfast.
Yeah.
Right. And so,
Nice.
yeah.
No, that was I mean, yeah, doing snow angels in the snow and then
That was crazy.
with a swimsuit on,
Minus 22.
throwing Chad back down to do it again was awesome.
That was fun.
But no, those are the things. And, I think about, Bondi Village as kids.
Oh yeah,
Going there and just, putting candles in the snow and walking around looking for deer in the middle of the night in the dark and, all those things. Those are things that not every family gets to share. And I'm definitely grateful for those things.
yeah,
For sure.
So I just wanted to, take a minute and talk about those really good things, because it's I firmly believe what Spence said earlier on in this podcast that happiness is a choice, right?
Yes.
And if it's kind of like when you have to cut your grass, you're like, oh my god, I got to cut the grass, and then you realize I have grass to cut. Like, all right, I have a
I don't
property.
think I've ever said that.
No, but
That's probably because you make Tina cut the grass, do you?
he hires someone to cut the grass. No, but it's you actually have a place of your own that you actually have to maintain, and not everyone can say that they have that. They're not that fortunate. So it's about looking at the opportunities and it's how you frame it.
Well, I think because you brought this up, from now on, I'm going to do a glass half full
I hope so.
instead of half empty.
You don't do half empty, do you?
Not generally.
No, I don't think so.
I've been feeling a lot more half full lately. I guess if that's the term.
I thought you were
using.
going to say from now on you're going to cut my grass for me. That's what I thought you were going to say.
No.
You just need to be thankful for cutting it.
And I'm going to
Tina's
thank
gonna
you.
do it.
I'm going to thank you each
Yeah.
time you do it.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. Well, great topic, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's good.
that was kind of short but sweet, but I liked it.
Yeah.
It was good.
Well, I'm thankful that it was short and sweet. So
Yes, perfect.
we'll see you next time, guys.
On ProBROknow.